Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. Today is a low impact, moderate level routine. We're going to be working at quite a nice slow pace, but you're going to feel that it's effective in that you're going to build muscle throughout the body and stretch and lengthen all the major muscle groups. This workout does include a warm-up and a cool down. It's a no equipment routine, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to start down on the mat in an all fours position, with the wrists below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. We're gonna move into a cat-cow to really mobilize the spine. So I'd like you to drop your belly, rolling your shoulders down away from your ears as the gaze comes up. And then we're gonna scoop the belly in and push the mat away as we round through the spine, separating the vertebra. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders down and back as you arch, and then round as you exhale, pushing mat away. Inhale and exhale, dropping the crown of the head, pushing mat away and scooping the navel in toward the spine. Good. For 2. And last 1. Arch and round and exhale. Bring the spine back into neutral. Curl the toes. Lift the hips up toward the ceiling. Now, if you need to bend your knees to get that lift in the hips, please do so. We're going to flatten out the upper back, let the head hang between the shoulders, lift the hips a bit higher, stretching and lengthening through the spine. From here, I'd like you to lift up onto your toes and then lower your heels down toward the mat, stretching the backs of the legs. Don't worry about whether or not your heels touch, just draw them as close down to the mat as you can. So we're lifting up onto those toes and we're lowering the heels down to the mat, feeling that stretch in the backs of the legs. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale, lift those heels, and exhale, lower. Feels really good to stretch and mobilize the leg muscles. Keep that upper back nice and flat. No tension in the neck. Good. Inhale up and exhale down. For 2 and 1. Amazing work. Soften knees down to the mat. Now from here, we're going to mobilize our shoulders. So I'm going to come into a kneeling position. We're going to lift the arms up, inhale, and exhale. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Draw your shoulder blades together as you bring those arms back. Creating nice big circles in the air, opening through the chest. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you circle down and back. Now I'd really like you to connect with your core here as well. As you circle back, I'd like you to exhale as you draw your belly button in toward your spine. Keeping the posture nice and tall. Chin parallel with the floor, crown of the head elevated up toward the ceiling for 3 and 2 and 1, circling down and back. Now we're going to move into a rotation. Bring the hands out in front at shoulder height, palms facing in. Pull back, keeping the hips facing forward and forward. Left side and forward. Now as you pull back, I really want you to look out over your shoulder so you're stretching your neck and try to get as much of a rotation as you can, warming up the thoracic spine. Let's go 4, pull back and hold for 3, nice stretching through the neck, 2, amazing work, and last 1, and back to center. Lower hands back down to the mat. And we're just going to pick that right knee up and circle it forwards. Slowly mobilizing the hip. Good work. Last 2. And final 1. Good. Now switch sides. Circling that left knee forward. Push the mat away so you're not collapsing through those shoulders, drawing really nice big circles in the air with that left knee. For 2, abs in, last 1. Amazing. Now we're going to go right into our workout. We're going to start off by toning the glutes and the thighs. So I'd like you to drop your left forearm down to the mat so the forearm is parallel with the top of the mat. Take a moment here to really lengthen through the neck, set the shoulders back away from the ears. We're going to extend the right leg out on a diagonal. Right arm is straight, spine is long. We're going to lift and lower that right leg. Lift and lower. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Now with every lift, I want you to really focus on lengthening out, all the way from the hip out through that big toe. So the leg is really long and stretched with every lift, moving with control. Good, we've got 5, 4, lift a bit higher if you can. 3, plug your belly in towards your spine. 2, and 1, nice work, hold it there. Then we're gonna bring the knee in toward the elbow and extend. Knee in, inhale, and exhale, extend and stretch. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. Move slowly and really flex all the muscles in the leg as you extend. Make the movement count, really point through the toes. Good. For 4, 3, nice long relaxed neck. 2, and last 1. Nicely done, lower the leg. Now we're going to come either onto all fours like so for the next set of exercises, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can come down onto your forearms if that's hard on your wrists. If you're down on your forearms, you want your elbows below your shoulders. From here, I'm going to extend my left leg out long, so we're switching our focus onto the left side here. We're going to tap the toe down to the mat, lift and lower, lift and lower. So just regular leg lifts here. I want you to start focusing on your left glutes. So really squeezing your bum at the top of every lift. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Again, we're keeping our spine nice and long, our core engaged, and we're really ensuring that we're squeezing the booty so that we're not putting any pressure on the lower back. So I really want you to focus on keeping that lower back nice and lengthened. We're not swinging the leg up. We're moving with control and purpose. For 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're going to hold it here. Flex the foot, point the toe, flex the foot, point the toe, lower, lift. Flex, point, lower, lift. Good, so you're moving between these 2 foot positions. And as you do so, I really want you to flex and lengthen through the heel, then lengthen through the toe, lengthen through the heel, then lengthen through the toe, lower and lift, squeezing the bum. Good work. Really making this movement count by finding as much length through the leg as possible. Nice work, keeping the navel plugged in. Leg nice and lifted. Good, 3 more sets. Point, and flex, and then lower. Good, last set. Now we're gonna hold here, flex, and then bring the heel to the bum slowly. Good, hamstring curl for 9. Nice long neck. 8, 7, contracting the hamstring, pulling navel in. For 5, 4, fully straighten the leg between each repetition. 2, and 1, amazing, lower the leg. Now we're gonna lower down onto the side body and we're gonna switch our focus back over onto that right side. So in our side lying position, you're propped up on your hand or on your outstretched arm. We're going to plant the other hand down on the mat for stability and support. Stack the hips, belly is plugged in. We're gonna lift that top leg and lower. Lift and lower. So really focusing on pointing through the toes. That bottom leg is active as well. So we don't want to be rocking around from side to side. We want to be keeping the body like a nice anchor down on the mat so we can isolate that work in the leg that's moving up and down. Inhale up, exhale belly to spine as that leg lowers. Good, we've got 4, 3, find as much length as possible, 2, and 1. We're gonna hold at the top of the lift, flex and lower. Lift with a pointed toe, flex to lower. Lift and drive down through the heel. Nice work. Lift, and as you flex, I would like you to really draw your navel in. Let's go 4, 3, driving down through that heel, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now from here, we're keeping the leg, we're lifting the top leg to shoulder height, and we're going to come forward with that top leg and then flex the foot and pull back. So we really need that stability through our center here as we come forward and then flex to pull back. We don't want to sort of be bringing our torso forward and backward with us. So we're keeping the navel really plugged in here, core engaged. If you're losing stability with that bottom leg straight, you can bend it. Sometimes that gives you a little bit better a base for the movement. We're going to come forward and then drive back through the heel. Inhale and exhale. For 4, 3, shoulders down away from your ears. You're doing great. 2, keeping that leg at hip height. And last one, we're going to pull back so that the leg is in line with the torso, and we're just going to lift and lower that leg. Little slow pulses here, keeping the foot flexed, so we're lengthening through the heel. Hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Core is engaged. Nice work. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Now we're going to move over onto the other side. So coming into an all fours position, setting ourselves up with good form. We're going to lower that right forearm down to the mat. We're going to extend the left leg out on a diagonal, lengthen through the spine, lift and lower that leg. Moving super slowly, pointing through the toes, finding as much length as possible. We're more focused on length than height with these lifts. Nicely done. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Hold at the top of the lift. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Bring the knee in and then stretch. Inhale and exhale. 7, 6. Draw those shoulders down away from your ears if they're creeping up. 4, abs in. 3, amazing. 2, and 1, lower down. Nice work. Now, bring that knee down to the floor. You're either up on your palms or down on your forearms, elbows, or wrists below your shoulders. We're going to extend that right leg out long, finding length, squaring the hips with the mat, lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. So it's slow. We're really squeezing the bum at the top of every lift. Really connecting with those right glutes. Good. Slow and controlled. For 2 and 1. Now from here, we're lowering down, we're lifting, flexing, pointing, flexing, pointing, tapping the toe down to the mat, repeat. Flex, point, flex, point, tap, lift the bum, squeeze the glutes. Nice work. Again, relaxing those shoulders, connecting with those glutes as we lower and lift and move between those two positions of the foot. You're finding as much length as possible through the toes and then through the heel. Nicely done. You can really feel this in all the muscles in the leg here. You can feel it into those calves as well with the pointing and flexing. Good. 2 more sets. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last set here. We're going to flex and hold and then bring the heel to the bum for our hamstring curl. Extend, lengthening through the heel and bend. Good. Let's go. 7, 6, abs in. 5, amazing. 4, relax those shoulders down away from your ears. 2, and 1, nicely done. Now we're lowering down onto the side body, setting ourselves up for our side lying leg work. So I would like you to plant your hand down on the mat. Head is supported on arm or in the hand. And we're going to just bring the feet slightly forward, making sure the hips are stacked. Point and lengthen through the toes. Lift and lower that top leg. Inhale up, exhale down. We're really mobilizing through the hip here, strengthening the thighs and the glutes and those stabilizing muscles in the hips as you move. Good work. Breathing deeply. For 4, 3, nice still torso. 2, and 1. Now we're lifting and flexing to lower. Lift and drive down through the heel. Lift and lengthen. Relax those shoulders. Good. Moving on the breath. Stretching as you strengthen. Good work. For 4, 3, really push down through that heel. 2, you're doing great. Last 1, nicely done. Now we're lifting that top leg to hip height. We're coming forward and then we're flexing to push back to be in line with the body. So we're coming forward with a point and flexing to push back through that heel. Forward, drive back through the heel. Again, your aim here is to keep that torso really still and stable. So bend that bottom leg if you need a little bit more stability. Slow it right down. No need to rush this one. Point and flex. Good. Practicing pointing and flexing is really important. It helps to keep your muscles really active in your legs. Helps with mobility as well, with walking and running. Good. Let's go 2. And last 1. And we're holding the leg so it's in line with the torso. And we're going into those slow pulses with the foot flexed. Lengthening all the way out from the hip, down the leg, out through the heel. Good. Nice long relaxed neck. Breathe through it. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. I'd like you to roll over onto your stomach. Push yourself into an all-fours position. Take the knees nice and wide. And let's just take a moment to just stretch and lengthen through the spine. And also open up in those hips. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now from here, from this position, we're going to go right into some child's pose push-ups. So we're going to come forward. We're going to lower the chest down between the hands, keeping the elbows in close toward the side of the body. So we're targeting the triceps, pushing the mat away up through the heels of the hands and sinking back into child's pose. Coming forward, lowering the chest, keeping the neck nice and long, shoulders down away from the ears. So I want you to find as much length in the spine as you can as you come forward. Transfer weight into the heels of your hands as you push back, really strengthening those triceps the whole way up. So we're keeping those muscles engaged as we push up, and then we stretch back for a little break between each repetition. This is one of my favorite ways to strengthen my triceps. You build not only strength, but also definition. Good. You don't need to move quickly. You don't need to do a million reps. You don't need weights. It's effective just using body weight resistance and good form. Let's go 2. And final 1. Amazing. Return to an all fours position. I'd like you to bring the knees back together so they're parallel, about hip distance apart. We're going to move into a high plank. So I'd like you to position your wrists so they're below your shoulders, and we're going to step the right foot back, step the left foot back, coming into high plank. Push the mat away so you're broad across those shoulders. Bring your right knee in, bring your left knee in, lower the knees, and lower and lift. Good. Back to plank. Right knee in, left knee in, lower the knees. You can keep those toes curled and push up. Good. 1, 2, belly to spine, lower, slow, gentle push up with the knees down on the mat. Nice work. 1, 2, it's intense. The more that you focus on that muscle engagement. So even though it's slow, as I said, it still feels intense. It still feels effective if we're remembering all those checkpoints. 1, 2, belly to spine, really important. Lower and lift. Last 2 sets. 1, 2, lift abdominal wall, make each repetition count. Push up through the heels of the hands. Last 1, 2, lower, down, lift, and take the knees nice and wide. Now walk the hands out in front. Keep those hips elevated as you stretch it out in puppy pose for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Now we're going to do a variation of side plank. There's a couple of options here. So option 1, you've got your forearms here, and you're coming into a full low plank. We're going to shift from side to side, opening up like so. Option 2, if that's really challenging for you, you can keep one knee down on the mat as you open to one side, and then shift onto the opposite knee, keeping the leg down on the floor. As you shift from side to side, you're supporting yourself. Whew, my hair is in my face. Okay, so either the knee down variation or full low plank, whatever's more comfortable for you. If you're in full low plank, I want you to start off by creating a nice flat line with the body, and then opening up to the side, stretching and lengthening those fingers up toward the ceiling. Good. Nice. Now, whatever position you're doing this from, knee down or knee up, I want you to really lift that lower hip so you're working into your obliques and those upper body muscles. Good. Really open the chest. Try to keep the neck in line with the spine. For 4, 3, 2, and we'll do one more each side. Opening and stretching. Last one. Opening and stretching. Lower down. Take your hands down on the mat, curl your toes, and pike up into a downward dog. Breathing deeply here, in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower knees down to the floor. Bring yourself onto your bum. And we're gonna focus some more on the abs specifically. So we're gonna lower down. Whew, I'm really sweating already. One vertebra at a time. When you touch down, I'd like you to interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbows are nice and wide. Legs are hip distance apart. Spine is in neutral, and the feet are flat on the floor. We're gonna inhale to prepare, and exhale, peel up into a crunch, resting the head on top of the shoulders, drawing your navel down towards your spine. Lower, and peel those shoulder blades up. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, connecting with those abs as you rest your head on top of your shoulders and look out between your inner thighs. Never looking up at the ceiling as you crunch up. That's really strenuous on your neck. You want to get that tuck of the chin. It shouldn't be touching the chest. You should still have a little bit of space, as though you could sort of maybe fit an apple between your chin and your chest. Good. Inhale to lower. Exhale to curl and crunch up, really tightening that abdominal wall with every lift. Good. If you want a little bit of feedback, you can place one hand on your abdominal wall, and to remind yourself that as you come up and breathe out, you want to be really contracting those muscles. Good. Inhale, lower. Exhale, flattening low back into the mat, holding for a split second at the top of the lift, and then lowering down. Let's go 3 and 2 and final 1. Now we're going to keep ourselves held up in that crunch for a moment as we stretch the legs out long for 5, 4, 3, lift a bit higher, 2 and 1. Lower down. Okay, so now my legs are about mat distance apart, and I'm really pointing and lengthening through the toes. Both legs are switched on, meaning I've got my thighs and calves tensed. We're gonna inhale here, and as we exhale, we're gonna lift up, bringing the right leg up, pointing through the toe, and then lower. Left leg and lower. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Now, every time you lift, you're peeling head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat, raising that leg, squeezing the thighs and the calves, tensing the glutes as well. Good. Amazing. Upper and lower abs are working here. Lifting and lowering that leg with control, so we're not just sort of letting the leg kind of flop back down to the mat. You're lowering slowly as you are with your head, neck, and shoulders. One vertebra at a time, lowering back down to the mat. Good. For 5 and 4, really connect with those abdominals. Last 2 and final 1. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow toward the right knee, extend the right leg. Repeat. So I'm just hovering head, neck, and shoulders above the floor between each repetition. If that's too much, you can completely lower head, neck, and shoulders down each time. Now I still have that left leg switched on because I don't want to be sort of rocking from side to side. I want to be keeping my lower body quite stationary so I can really target the obliques on this right side as we work through the movement. Good. Last 3, lift that left shoulder a bit higher. And 2, you're doing great. And final 1, and lower down. Switching sides. Switch that right leg on. Inhale and exhale. Bring the left leg in and extend. Good. Really tightening through the waistline as you bring elbow and knee together. Challenging yourself by picking that right shoulder blade right up off the mat. Extending and pointing through left toes. Good. Amazing work. Let's go 4 and 3. Lift a bit higher. 2 and 1. Amazing work. Now we're going to go right into our rollover. So it looks like this. The hands are overhead. We're going to inhale to come up, exhale to reach and stretch to fold over. Now if it's too much to come all the way up from the mat, you're going to come this far back, reach up and fold over. So you're either going this far back or coming all the way down onto the mat and getting that lift right from the floor. Good. Folding over. Inhale and then exhale your way back down. Inhale to peel up, exhale to fold over, reaching and stretching toward those toes. Inhale, and then exhale, pulling belly to spine as you lower down. Drop your shoulders, engage your core as you lower. So work those upper abs on your way up, and then engage those lower abs the whole way down. Amazing. We've got 3, 2, lift up, stretch and fold, and last 1, bring it up and fold over, reaching and stretching, dropping the crown of the head, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, stretching through the back body. Nice work. Take a nice deep inhale in through the nose, and as you exhale, fold a little bit more deeply into your stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to bring the left foot or the right foot in toward the left thigh. We're going to reach up and then fold over, reaching and stretching, stretching through the side body. Try to keep that right bum cheek down on the floor. Regulating the breath as you breathe in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Return to center. Switch sides. Lengthen, lift, and fold. Keeping that left bum cheek down on the floor, feeling the stretch all the way up through the hip and the side body. Breathing deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift back up. Now we're going to bring our palms down on the floor, curl the toes, send the hips up and back, stretching and lengthening through the spine, and we're just going to pedal out the feet. Breathing deeply here as you lower, alternating heel down toward the mat, stretching through the spine. Really make sure your head is hanging heavy between your shoulders. Lift those hips a little higher if you can for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower your knees down to the floor. Step your right foot between your hands. Come up into a lunge. We're going to stretch out the hip flexor here. So just sink into the stretch, gently pushing your left hip forward. Breathing deeply here for 3, and 2, and 1. Lower hands. Bring your knee down and your opposite foot forward, lifting up and just gently pushing that right hip forward, stretching and lengthening through the spine. As you do so, relax those shoulders down away from the ears for 3, and 2, and 1. Nicely done. Bring your knee down, cross your legs, We're gonna lift our shoulders up by our ears, inhale, and exhale, roll them down and back for 3 and 2, melting away tension. Last 1 and lower. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that stretching and strengthening routine. I feel really good and I hope you do too. I look forward to moving again with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.